Today I have a biography of a great civil rights leader for you. His name was Medgar Evers. Medgar was born on July 2, 1925 in Mississippi. He was murdered in front of his own home on June 12, 1963 at only 37 years old. Medgar was in the U.S. Army during World War II. He was part of a segregated unit, the 325th Port Company, that participated in the D-Day invasion. After being honorably discharged, Medgar went on to attend Alcorn College on the GI Bill. He majored in business administration. He competed on the debate team, played football, and participated in track, while singing in the choir and becoming the junior class president. After college, Medgar became an insurance agent and the first field secretary for the NAACP after attempting to enroll in the University of Mississippi Law School, but was denied due to his race. This was the same year, 1954, as Brown versus the Board of Education, and segregation in public schools had been determined as unconstitutional. Medgar met and married MYRLIE in 1951. She would go on to carry his legacy after his murder in 1963. Medgar participated in and helped spread the word about the gas boycott in 1952. Gas stations would allow blacks to purchase gas but not use their bathrooms. That is why the boycott used the phrase, "Don't buy gas where you can't use the restroom." Medgar helped integrate the University of Mississippi Law School in 1962 by assisting James Meredith with his enrollment. Medgar and his family moved to Jackson, Mississippi in 1954. Medgar's first assignment as the NAACP field secretary was to investigate the murder of Emmett Till. The 14-year-old boy who was visiting Mississippi and was kidnapped by a group of white men. His body was found days later in a nearby river. Why was Emmett Till murdered? Supposedly, it was because he had the audacity to talk to a white woman. Medgar, with two other field secretaries, convinced witnesses that they could protect them, and these witnesses testified at the 1955 trial of two white men accused of killing Emmett. After the not guilty verdict, Medgar got the witnesses out of town safely. However, the trial had brought attention to the South and the plight of the blacks. It showed the rest of the country and the world what was happening to blacks in the South. It also brought Medgar into the spotlight. Leading up to his death in 1963, there were multiple attempts on his life. On June 12, 1963, President Kennedy gave his landmark civil rights speech. And just hours later, Medgar was shot outside his home in Jackson, Mississippi. He had been shot through the heart, fell, got up, and managed to stumble another 30 feet before collapsing again. He was taken to a local hospital who at first refused to admit him due to his race. Once his wife explained who he was, he became the first black person admitted to the local hospital. Medgar survived for less than an hour before succumbing to his injuries. Medgar was buried on June 19th with full military honors at Arlington Cemetery. Thousands marched silently through the streets of Jackson on the day of his funeral. After Medgar was shot down in his driveway, a man named Byron De La Beckwith was arrested for the murder. However, due to an all-white, all-male jury, the trial ended in a deadlock in 1964. This sparked national protest, and Byron De La Beckwith was tried again. However, when the second all-white, all-male jury could not come to a decision, De La Beckwith was set free. It took 3 decades for the state of Mississippi to bring charges again against Byron de la Beckwith. In 1994, a mixed-race jury found Beckwith guilty of murder. Byron de la Beckwith was given a life sentence. He died in 2001, an unrepentant white segregationist. MYRLIE Evers was instrumental in bringing her husband's killer to justice. She was also an active civil rights activist throughout the rest of her life. She rebuilt her life after Medgar's death by moving the family to California. She spoke on behalf of the NAACP and wrote magazine articles. Eventually, MYRLIE remarried and became the chairperson of the board of directors for the NAACP in 1995. She was also named Woman of the Year by Ms. Magazine. She is a published author and carries on Medgar's legacy today. Their home in Jackson, Mississippi has been preserved and is designated a national monument. The bullet hole can still be seen in his kitchen. It has been restored with MYRLIE'S book collection, artwork, and original furniture. Although I'm not sure with the coronavirus if visiting is possible, during normal times the house is open to the public by appointment only. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey through American history. Please click like and subscribe, and keep on learning. Thank you.